All right, I'm going to do a quick video on Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro Comp. I bought this right after I purchased my SIG. I have a P365 TAC Ops and purchased this one mainly for my wife. She liked the way that the grip was, stippling, and just the overall material of the feel of it. She said she felt like it fit better in her hand. This gun does have some finger resting spots here. One of the main reasons why we purchased it was because at the time of the purchase, when I bought my SIG, we noticed as we were leaving that Springfield Armory had a special that if you purchased a Hellcat Pro, whether it was the comp or the non-comp version, you could get a free bag, 3 extra magazines, and a sight. So that made the purchase a lot more enticing. So really all you had to do was buy this at the time, and this was, I think, especially running between November and December of 2024, and they'll probably do something like that later on in the future too. But basically after you get that, all you're doing is adding a light, because for the most part, pretty much got a complete gun. So when you purchase, I just want to show everybody that's clear. So when you purchase this, it comes already with a 15 and a 17 magazine. 15 is flush mount. 17 has a bit of an extension to it. Now, I prefer it like this. I have much larger hands than my wife does, and even then you can see I'm right on the edge there. I think with flush mount, it fits her perfectly. And for me, I'm still right there on the edge. So just to go over the firearm really quick, it's the Pro, and it is the comp version. You can see some of the engravings on it. And unlike the SIG, this firearm, the grip module and the firearm all one piece. So realistically, the only thing you can really upgrade on this outside of the small buttons and trigger and the slide, it's not much more you can do from there. I'm sure in time they'll figure something out, or they'll just come out with a different model. So anyways, that's that. So we'll go ahead and slide this to the side. Just take a quick look at the magazines. Differences there. In my opinion, much nicer than the ones that come with the SIG. And this is the bag that it comes in when you purchase just the firearm. All right, so bag made in Myanmar. Simple pocket. That's it. It is lockable. So if you have a lock, you can lock it, lock the zipper together, and then you can transport. Now, when we purchased this in early November, it is now March 15th. So today's March 15th, and this finally came in the mail. So after almost 5 months, we now got the freebies that came along with the special. What can you say? It's free, can't really complain. This is a much bigger bag in comparison to the firearm. You can see that goes, and you can, I'll bring out the one that came with it. You can see how much smaller that is in comparison. So that, and comes with a Velcro patch holder there. So if you have any patches you want to stick on there, you can. has some nice embroidery. And we'll just take a look at the pocket. So there are technically on the outside 2 pockets. Both are locking. You have a lock, you can put it on there. So we'll take a look at the first one. First one is pretty straightforward. There is just an open area. You can throw anything in there. That will open the main compartment. Main compartment, actually I was wrong. So along with this kit comes 3 extra magazines. So you get 2 more flush fit 15 and 1 more 17. So in the end, if you were able to take advantage of the special that they had, you end up getting a total, when it's all said and done, 2 17 mags and 3 15 flush mount mags. Heck of a deal. So I would tell anybody, if this special ever comes back up, take advantage of that, or anybody's specials are like that. So you open up the main compartment of the bag. Here's where you actually have areas for your magazines. Some noise here. So the main portion of the bag has area for 1, 2, 3, let's say 6 total when they're directly across from each other. And there's 2 little divided areas here, which can probably fit small tools, who knows. And then each side has a larger opening. And then in this one is where you'll find the red dot. It looks to be like it comes with a Viridian optic. It's open emitter, comes with a battery, clean cloths. We'll get into that as soon as we go through this bag. So this is the bag. There you go. 2 large compartments, 6 magazines capacity, 2 little ones here for I don't know what, pencils, pens, tools, just to get an idea. So let's just say we went ahead and we put magazines in here. And smaller capacity ones over here. That's that. Fit in there. Right? So put all your stuff in there. And then maybe somebody would want to put their firearm up front. Not padded up front, just whatever material this is. Or I suppose you could put this in one of the back sleeves back here. All right. Either way, if you did that, and you close everything up, it's still a very compact. It's a nice bag. I mean, that's a very nice bag. Even with everything in there, there's actually a pouch here for ID of any sort you want to put. Stick that in there. It is Velcroed, so it is secure. But yeah, that's how that comes. So what I'll do is I'm going to leave one magazine out, pull the firearm out. I also went ahead and purchased for this firearm a TLR7 X sub. So this one in particular is for this firearm. It's got the Springfield Armory mount right here, as you can see with the S and the A. This is probably one of the most highly recommended ones. I went ahead and already assembled it. So again, so this is the Streamlight Springfield Armory mount. It says here specifically for the Hellcat. Already we'll put the battery in. I left the stock buttons on there. So and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mount it. So this is pretty straightforward. So what I have it done is I've just opened this up to as much as it can go after you put the mount on. The mount's pretty straightforward if it doesn't already come with it. So just so you know, when I ordered this directly from Amazon, I ordered it specifically for the Springfield Armory Hellcat. It already came with the mount on there, right? So all you're doing is unpackaging it, putting the battery in, which is pretty straightforward process. You know, this so it should show. There you go. Drop that in there. Positive side down. Go ahead and close that up. Now, once it's tightened, you'll know. And test it. There you go. I'm not going to go through all the features for it. It's more of a quick install. So, grab the firearm by pushing the screw head. It opens it up enough, or should open enough to enough where I'm going to go ahead and grab. So there's 2 notches on the bottom of this on the bottom of this rail. We're going to grab the back one with the mount. So that's going to clip basically. We're basically going to go ahead and clip this portion right here into this portion of the firearm here. So that's the furthest back it can go. It will not go any further back than this because, well, the grip module doesn't have any notches further back. So once you do that, you're basically, this is kind of where it is. It's in line here. So it doesn't protrude. It doesn't go anywhere beyond the trigger guard. So it doesn't interfere. So make sure you can see that it's in line. There is a gap down here, but I think that is fine because you don't want this going past the trigger guard, and then when you try to get your finger in, it hits the light, the switches or the buttons. So that's done. We'll go ahead and tighten this down. So we have about, I would say, 200 rounds, just a little over 200 rounds through this firearm. It is, in my opinion, in comparison to the 365 from SIG, the TAC Ops version, I felt like this was a softer shooting firearm, and for whatever that's worth. I feel like I want to get that a little bit tighter. I'm one of those that likes everything pointed the right way if possible. So there you go. Nice tight. So there you go. That is the TLR 7X sub for the Springfield Armory Hellcat. Streamlight. Pretty straightforward install. Like I said, when you order it on Amazon or wherever you order from, and it is the one made specifically for it, it's pretty much ready to go. Just got to drop the battery in and go from there. Go ahead and unbag, in this case, this red dot that came with this. So there's the red dot. Some stickers. Allen keys, hex keys. Cleaning cloth with their logo on it. Cool. Battery. And screws. Looks to be the instructions. Got decal. Now the actual red dot. Never seen this one before. I've actually never really heard much about it either. So looks like the battery just drops in there. There's nothing else that came with it, so I'm imagining this just drops in there. So it is the, I can't read that, RFX 2 RFX 11. More branding. And open emitter. You have your elevation and windage. Windage, your elevation. There goes your glass. Feels very light. I'm a little worried about this how they expect to retain the battery in there. But I'm assuming it goes like that. I think. So the emitter is way back here in the back of this. So I'm going to point that out. So that emitter is here. So I'm going to put that down, and let's figure out how we're going to get this thing installed on this Hellcat. And there goes the mounting plate. Okay, so I see what's happening here. So when you take off the mounting plate, there's a good amount of oil in there too. There are actually a second set of holes back there. You have these tall legs that are standing up, and that would have probably most likely held the factory plate in place. The middle two are where the screws went, and then the outer 4 on the corners are pretty much where they were locating on the slide. So I'll put that to the side for now. Now when you get this one, it's got relatively the same type of setup. The difference is it still uses those 4 reference points to center it, let's just say, and then you have a pair of holes that are further back, which then ultimately gets used in here. All right, so, and where you put it on there, it kind of just snaps right in place. And then you have to use the included screws that came with it because they are longer. So there we know we're using factory ones. I'm just going to drop those in there. And I'm just going to, they are T9 screws. So you'll want to get a T9. So this is the extended. See what that looks like. Let me grab a flush mount. So that's how that whole combo comes. So the Viridian, I mean, it's there. It's pretty bright. And there's no adjustment on the brightness from what I can tell. Just, I'll read more up on it, but it does not appear there's any adjustment for brightness. It's a pretty basic red dot. You just have your elevation and wind. That's it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There you go, you can probably see it there. So if you can find this deal, again, if they do it ever again, or if they ever do it on any other firearm, I would always try to take advantage of them. It gets you by, right? It's not competition. It's probably not the best, but for free, there's no reason to not take advantage of that deal. That'll do it. Pretty neat. I think this was a total of like $700. Add the light, I think it was about 120 on Amazon, and the rest of it came with the kit. So that bag back up here. Pretty cool. Well, that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching.